It's the highest ish
Yeah.
there is.
Yeah, it's the highest quality cut
Yeah.
for a lot of people. I mean, like as far as flavor goes, a lot of people prefer ribeye too because there's more fat.
Yeah.
And fat equals flavor, you know.
Yes, sir.
So, I don't know the ribeyes at this place also are like I don't know 28, 29, which is still like I don't know. Like you said, it's not as much as you pay in a restaurant. So if you're doing like your own home cook steaks and everything, then it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
It's the best. Home cooking, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, well, welcome to All Soccer All Day. This is Stevie Mac, and I'm here with my boy Erik D out in Los Angeles. What's up, Erik D? How you doing tonight?
Man's not hot. Shout out to Big Shack. I don't know if you know about that, but yeah, I'm in Los Angeles.
Yeah, no, tell me what's up. I miss it. Just, at the dojo all day, man. What?
No. Hey, shout out to our buddy Bucky. Now, Buck put me up on this guy. He's some British rapper or something, and his name is Big Shack, and he had a song that came out, I think, earlier this year, maybe even last year, called "Man's Not Hot." Check it. It's hilarious. What? It's great.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to check it out.
But yeah, anyway, so yeah, man, I'm doing well. Thank you.
All right, right on. So, just so you guys know, we really appreciate you guys tuning in, listening to the show. We are going to be going through the Premier League, some MLS action, any news and notes and that kind of stuff. So go ahead and subscribe anywhere that you can find us: iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, all the major places you can find a podcast. By the way, do us a favor, leave a 5-star rating wherever you are. Even if you don't think we're 5 stars, just hook us up. Come on, be cool.
Hook it up.
Don't hate. So, other than that, I want to give a shout out here to Vaporgate in Colorado again. We were finally able to have them come through with some new equipment and a couple other fun things that are going to make these recordings better. So if you have not checked out Vaporgate, if you vape, obviously, and we're hoping to reach a wide variety of listeners, and I'm sure some listeners vape. These guys got the best products. Check them out online, vaporgate.com. It's a Colorado store, but you can order stuff online. They ship it directly to you, and it's dope.
Shout out to Yosh.
Yeah, thank you, Yosh. So big ups. I don't want to forget to remind you, we still have our fundraiser going on. So Give Back with Soccer, please check it out. Go to GoFundMe, search for All Soccer All Day. We should pop up. We should be all good. So check that out. It's a really cool thing. All the info's on that page and everything. If you have the time to go do that, we'd really appreciate it also. So we have some exciting things coming up this weekend. We have some exciting things to review. And the first thing that I want to ask Erik D is, do you have any news or notes or anything going on around in the world of soccer that you feel is important to highlight?
Messi's happy.
Oh, man. Yeah, tell me about it, man.
That's always good. I mean, yeah, he's... It's kind of sad to see Messi sad, if I can say that.
Yeah,
so when he's happy... It's a better world, I mean, because he's arguably the best player in the world. So, I mean, good to see him happy. And,
arguably the best player of all time, A lot of people put him up in that conversation, man, for good reason.
I think the lack of a World Cup trophy is what probably holds him back. But it's tough. I mean, his brilliance is for everyone to see. So
that's correct. That is correct.
Can't argue with that. Other than that, news and notes, not that I can think of. I mean, obviously, Premier League the leagues are starting up around Europe. The Premier League's already started. Serie A, La Liga just started. I think the Bundesliga is starting this weekend. I'm not sure about the Bundesliga. I haven't heard anything there. But yeah, Europe's starting to get going. MLS is starting to wind down towards the playoff push. So, some exciting times here.
Excellent. Um, all right, right on. Honestly, I don't really have anything to add too much as far as the news and notes go this week. Guys, if we miss anything, then, let us know. Leave a message. We
Yes.
can't, obviously, soccer, football, whatever you call it, is worldwide. And, it's hard to keep up with everything. So we do our best, but that's why we focus on Premier League and MLS. We definitely want to support our domestic league, but also, the quality of the Premier League is just so exciting. And so get into it. Check it out.
Yeah.
Watch this stuff.
Don't be shy. Don't be bashful.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. We are going to start getting into our review of last week's matches, Matchday 2 of the English Premier League. And Eric D, first of all, we definitely have to just say we can't wait to talk about Manchester United and Brighton Hove Albion. Is that correct?
Yeah, I guess that would be correct because that was definitely the shocker of the weekend.
Yeah.
Um, I yeah, I don't know. You want to take you want me to go first on this one, or you want
Yeah,
to go
yeah,
first?
yeah.
So who's
No,
gonna
go
stab at
ahead.
this first here?
Yeah, go ahead. Go
Well,
ahead.
um, yeah, it's not a good look for Man U. There's no two ways about it. It's like Brighton Hove and Albion. If you guys obviously remember from last week's episode, I think that's one of the teams that I said is going to get relegated. So
Yeah.
so
Maybe
they,
you spoke
they
too soon, fool.
maybe but yeah, so this soon to be relegated team, at least my perspective, gave Man U the business. I mean, obviously Brighton Hove was at home, but still, a team like Man U, if they're trying to compete with Man City and Liverpool and the rest of the title contenders, I mean, you can't be dropping points against
Nope.
Brighton Hove Albion, right?
Nope. Definitely cannot. But can I just say that I believe, yeah, Glenn Murray's first goal, that little flick, dude, that was so nasty. Man, he beat David De Gea, and like he's like arguably the best keeper in the world.
Yeah, he made De Gea look ordinary.
Very ordinary. It was quite impressive. So exciting stuff. I mean, I don't know. It's definitely a bad look for Manchester United, as you put it. Um, I don't know. Where do they go from there? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I spoke about this in our last episode. I feel like Jose has kind of lost his touch, and I don't know. I don't know. This could be bad foreboding for Man U. I don't know if this season's going to go the way they expect or
Mm-hmm.
desire. Obviously, when you're Man U, you're expected to be challenging for titles on
Mm-hmm.
all fronts because you have that kind of talent, you have that kind of payroll and that stature. I mean, they're the number one valued club in the world.
Which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, and so I heard some pundits talking about, is Man U at this point, are they just playing off their name? Are they? Is it just like they're more concerned about marketing and their name and their and
Well,
that prestige that goes with it, or are they serious about good soccer? And it's like what you think one feeds into the other, right? And obviously, they're relevant because they're good or they have the past history.
mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think there are a lot of people like new Man U fans that say that are just fans of Man U because they're Man U. There's a mystique.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, but I don't know if I'd agree with that sentiment. I guess I would just say that they do have some of the best players in the world on their team. So it seems like at least they are attempting to find and compete for, find the right talent and compete for large tournament and league trophies Because, I mean, why else would they spend all this money? I mean, you're right, it feeds into the marketing stuff, but they already have like a huge market. And honestly, from what I've seen recently, I feel like soccer as a worldwide sport has gotten a little bandwagonish, here and there.
No,
And
no
it
doubt.
always kind of, I suppose, has been to a point. But, I'm just saying, like, I can guarantee you there's a lot of new Juve fans because Ronaldo went to Juve.
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
no doubt. Of
So,
course.
it's
I
mm,
I saw a stat that showed there was a drop in attendance for Real Madrid in their La Liga opener without Cristiano Ronaldo, and there was a bump for I believe it was Chivo, who
yeah,
Juve
yeah,
played.
yep,
There was a bump in their attendance, and that's
of
the
course.
Cristiano Ronaldo effect.
Oh, dude,
Hey,
yeah,
it's already paying dividends for City A.
yeah,
Right? Look,
absolutely. Uh,
um,
yeah,
yeah.
that kind of draw, those kind of players. I mean, that's one reason why Manchester United's so big, though. I mean, other than their history is huge. I mean, they've had so many epic players go through Man U. Like, how can they not be one of the most popular clubs in the world? And they still have huge names. Paul Pogba, man, like, come on.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. It's like they have the most Premier League titles or most titles in the English top flight, as they would say, because obviously a lot of those titles were won before the invention of the Premier League. But
Mm-hmm.
but as I say that, I apologize for any Man U fans because they do definitely have more Premier League titles than Liverpool. Liverpool hasn't won it since the inception of the Premier League. So,
Very
yeah,
true.
there's that. So, full disclosure, as I want to be fair here.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, with that Man U being so successful and so talented, like you said, I mean, with the names they draw, the names they have, the history, the pedigree, the prestige.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, like I said in the last episode, something's not right. Something's off. Something is not. They don't feel like Man City whatsoever, and that's their main rival. Like Man City's taking over Manchester.
Oh
Granted,
yeah.
they're like, they don't have the level of history and prestige. Like a lot of people say this about Man City, and they say this about Chelsea. These clubs were nothing until they got their rich owners
Yep.
that bought the clubs and sunk a lot of money into them. But hey, Manchester City, love them, hate them, or indifference. They have great players. They play a great system. Pep's got them humming, and you can't argue against results. And right
Oh
now
no.
they're up.
Yeah, it's all about winning at this level, period. And so,
Yeah.
if the players clash, personalities, all that stuff, it's all relevant. And so, one of the duties of the coach is to make that happen, or at least inspire. It's like to inspire your players to believe in what you're doing, but also through that belief, you bring your team together. As long as many players on
Well,
that will buy in and they'll play.
let me pose this question to you. I mean, it's only 2 matches into the season. If you're a Man U fan, are you hating the panic
Nah.
button?
See,
No.
I don't think so at all. Not yet. I mean, it is a long season, and here's the thing. Like, again, with the talent that they have on their squad at any moment in time, when everything comes together correctly, it's gonna happen. They're gonna start winning games. They're gonna start with feeling the confidence that they should have, and all of a sudden, all these star players are just gonna be breaking out. But it's definitely things like, we've talked about this, and hey, come on, I'm no pro. We're just homies talking about soccer, but come on, everyone knows that Sanchezitis, you can't hold the ball that long. You just can't hold
Yeah.
the ball that long. You can't. I should say this: you can hold the ball that long. You just can't be dispossessed as many times as he has been. So maybe it's just you can't do it.
Yeah, but you know what? To argue that point, though, the longer you hold the ball, the longer you let the defense set, the longer you let players get back into positions, the longer you hold up the play. Like,
Yes.
okay, to me, the beautiful game like the essence of the beautiful game is classic Brazil, let's say. You
Mm-hmm.
do some dribbling, you do some fancy footwork like Ronaldinho-esque, but you move the ball like it's a
Yeah.
dance. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Oh,
And
I
that's
totally do.
you know what I'm saying? Like, granted, you can look at highlights of like, okay, you look at Cristiano Ronaldo when he was with Man U. Like early on his Man U career, I mean, this dude was styling. He was dancing on the ball. He was
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
always trying to do, like, always trying to get guys right, just trying to
Yep.
murk them. And even if there was times when he'd mess up and stuff, and he looked kind of foolish. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the problem is that when you do stuff like that, you've got to be on point because you got to realize the longer you're holding the ball, the more you're making it about you. And
Yeah.
it's a team game. It's
Yep.
not about one individual.
So you're totally right, and that just brings you back to the fact that the number one thing that just absolutely kills is speed. Speed kills in this game, and
Yes, and no one's faster than the ball. So
no,
pass the
not at all. Yeah, you have to pass the ball. I mean, you can pass the ball forward 20 yards faster than anybody can run, obviously.
exact.
So you got to move the ball, one touch play, and all this kind of stuff is just that's where it's at. So the more you dribble, basically you're just taken away from the team essentially. I mean, obviously there's times and exceptions that hey,
Yeah,
you gotta make a play, you gotta take it out of a hard spot or whatever you do, but I mean, there's times you got to hold up the play so the rest of your team can come support if it's correct at the correct timing. And so obviously there's different ideas, but overall, it's the speed. It's the speed
yeah.
that does it.
I I mean, maybe this is me being biased as a defensive player, as a goalie. It's dribbling is probably one of my least favorite aspects of the game. Granted, I'll see a guy do a fancy dribble, he does a nice move, and I'm like, ole. It's
Yeah.
still I still have an appreciation for it, but
Mm-hmm.
nothing irks me more than a guy that holds the ball too long, and he's
Mm-hmm.
not seeing guys running uh, on a run, or he holds onto the ball too long and he gets dispossessed. Like I
Mm-hmm.
rather lose the ball making a pass than to dribble the ball too long and to get dispossessed. Like that's my pet peeve from myself.
No, I think that most people that are I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of experienced people that like to dribble too. Couldn't really say that, but I mean, I'm with you. You want to play with the people that understand that they need to pass the ball because again, it's a team game. So, you know, use the ball, release the ball.
Exactly. Pasa la
So,
pelota. Come on, come on.
yeah, from soccer camp back in the day.
Take it back, man. Those Spanish guys. Come on, come on. Pasa la pelota.
Yeah, man, it was fun to
Yes,
play with those guys. They were so good.
because
They're so
because
good.
we were young kids and we were just for me personally, I was just being introduced to the game, and these guys obviously been playing the game since
Their
they were
whole life.
young,
Yeah,
their whole life, but they knew how to play, and the experience was there for show, and it was just like, yeah, this is how you should play.
that's right. Well, Manchester United, pretty big shocker there. Brighton Hove Albion's got to feel awesome about themselves. Again, I just want to highlight that goal by Glenn Murray. Woo, that thing was dirty. That near post run, that little flick on the
Yeah,
outside of the
man.
boot. Mm.
Brighton, hey, this is your moment. Stand up, have a bow. I apologize. I mean, I'm not going to go back on my pick. I still say you're going to get relegated. I mean, them and Cardiff City, and I still have one spot I'm leaving open right now. It's undetermined. We are only 2 weeks into the season, so I'm allowed to hold that spot for right now.
All right.
But
Just
hey,
messed up.
Brighton, hey, respect, props,
Yeah.
because it's like you like they hit Man U and like 1-2, and before you knew it, I think it was like 3-1 at one point, and I mean it's like
Mm-hmm. Oh,
that's
definitely. Yeah.
United.
Pogba's penalty kick was in the 95th minute. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, clubs like Manchester United should not be getting hit in the mouth like that from clubs like Brighton. I'm just no, that's facts, right?
Yeah, oh,
You're
you're
too
right.
big a club to be losing to clubs like Brighton. I'm sorry. I mean, granted, it's great for the Premier League. It's great for drama. Uh, uh, romance about it all you want. I love it because this is the kind of results you want to see because you don't
Mm-hmm.
want it to be predictable. But from a Man U standpoint, if you're a supporter, you're furious. There's
Yeah.
no.
Well, and also to say, just in this performance, so to speak, by Manchester United, both of their goals were like almost accidents too.
Yeah,
It's not like they actually created the chance per se. It's just like they got a lucky bounce. And they had the quality to put it away and take advantage of that, great. But I hate to harp on it, but going back to that Glenn Murray goal, that was created. I mean, the run was perfect. The
skill.
pass was perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
It was the way to move the ball and realize that as a team, if you're organized, you could beat the best teams in the world. Not to say
Anybody.
it's. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Anybody that knows anything about the game, and this could apply to a lot of sports, but especially in soccer, there are luck goals and there are skill goals,
Mm-hmm.
and that was skill. I mean, and that's to be applauded. Like, I mean, Brighton, like it was a role reversal. Brighton looked like Man U, Man
Yep.
U looked like Brighton, and it's like, hey, good for them. That's
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
huge result for them.
So, very good. I mean, you have anything to add about that? I mean, I think we kind of beat it to death. Basically, Man U has things to figure out. That one's going to be an interesting storyline moving forward. We'll talk about their next game a little bit later, and who they're facing and what we think might happen. But for now, I think we're going to move on unless you have anything else.
Yeah, no, just in closing to wrap a bow on it, I mean, I think you're optimistic about their season. I'm going to be pessimistic about their season. I think this is kind of early warning signs because,
Mm-hmm.
like I said earlier, they're they're too talented, too deep of a team to be having hiccups like this. At least if this is an early sign of how the season's going to go, they got to get rid of this stuff. They can't have another set of Brighton results this season and expect to be challenging for the title. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, okay. I just want to say for the record that I'm not necessarily being optimistic about them. I'm saying it's too early to tell. So kind of like the way that you're holding your spot for the third relegation. I'm reserving my time to be able to make the call whether or not I think they're actually going to get together or not, because it's only 2 games in, like you said. Like it's
Gotcha.
a long season,
Okay.
so.
Okay. All right.
All right,
We'll table it. We'll revisit it after I don't know, a set amount of games. You decided. Well, we'll see what.
Okay,
How,
all
how it
right,
goes.
that sounds cool. All right, so let's just go really quick. We'll glance over this. Your number one favorite team, Cardiff City, they took on Newcastle United, and the only like real thing I have to say about this is, did you see the foul by Kennedy? The like
Oh.
where he straight leg kicked. Like there is like a Muay Thai leg kick basically to the inside of the leg on this player who had no idea it was coming because he was frustrated and lost the ball.
Yeah. It wasn't that the one where they didn't call a foul?
No, they didn't call it because the ref that was standing there right in front of it had looked away. They even showed like one of those diagrams on the broadcast, and they like tracked the referee's eyes where he was looking, and it was crazy. So they tracked his eyes where he was looking and stuff, and he was not looking where the foul took place because he had already, like, Kennedy gets dispossessed, ref is watching that, there was no foul there, the ball gets passed up the field, and so the ref's watching the ball, and behind the play Kennedy turned around and just left leg kicked the crap out of whoever the Newcastle United players was, and so no one really saw it.
Yeah. Okay. There's a couple things here. First and foremost, before I forget, the English Premier League is going to have to eventually adopt VAR. if FIFA's doing it what doesn't make a lot of sense to me is that VAR was used at the highest level in the FIFA World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
How it's not being implemented across all leagues, especially a league like the Premier League. I'm guessing the Premier League is holding out because maybe it's like we're the inventors of the game. We're not trying to go all in on technology yet. I don't know what the reason for it not happening exactly, but it needs to happen because the Premier League is going to look like they're not getting with the times. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
I agree with you. I don't know. I would have to do research onto what the actual reason is that VAR is not being implemented. If you guys know, then you can give a shout out and leave a comment or whatever you want. But
So
well,
wait,
let me
go
just
ahead.
say that there is very much a possibility that it's like they're trying to preserve some of the
Yeah, that's
old, heritage of the game.
that's
But
what one
it's
of my
going to
thoughts
change.
was. It has to, because in 2018 there shouldn't be, you should not. Okay, I look at it with uh the Josie Altidore incident from a week ago.
Yep.
He kicks out at the player of NYCFC and he
Mm-hmm.
gets, rightfully so, a red card.
Yep.
This player does the same thing, if not maybe
Oh,
worse.
dude, it was worse. It was way
And
worse.
yeah, it doesn't get anything because the ref just happened to not be looking. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like that, you can't. You should practically. This guy was borderline assaulting the other
Dude,
player.
I'm telling you,
Or
like, it was a leg kick, fool. Like, he kind of
yeah,
turned his hip into it and everything, dude. That was like a
yeah,
straight up strike.
yeah. These things shouldn't be happening, and there's no,
No.
like. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's a. I don't know. Okay, like as we know in the MLS, there's a disciplinary board. They review incidences and they retroactively give these suspensions. I don't know if the English Premier League has something like that, but man, if not, they need to have something like that because that needs to be reviewed, and that guy needs to be handed a 3 game at least suspension. Because in the Premier League, when you get a straight red, it's 3 games. It's not
Yeah.
one, and
Okay.
that guy needs at least three.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, okay, wait. So this just reminded me of something that I saw a while back. And if you haven't seen this before, you got to check this out, okay? So what this reminds me of, what this kick that Kennedy throws to the inside of this dude's leg. Have you seen the Italian like fighting version of soccer? It's called Calcio Storico.
Yes, I've heard about it. I think I've seen some clips about it where these guys, it's crazy. It's basically like they're brawling, but they're, I don't know. Are they actually playing soccer?
Dude,
Is it?
yeah, okay, it's like kind of a version except for you it's like crazy hardcore rugby kind of. I don't know all the
Yeah, I
rules,
thought they picked the
but
ball up or
yeah,
something.
cuz you could pick the ball up, but it's kind of like a version of soccer also. But I mean, as far as rules go, it's you straight up fight. It's this is how like gladiators, or I'm sorry, like Roman soldiers and gladiators and warriors used to get ready for battle, dude. They like turned it into a game. Yeah, seriously, that's what I saw in like some documentary about it. Now, don't hold me to all this stuff, but you can definitely check out some cool stuff on YouTube. Just check out Calcio, Calcio, Storico, and I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing the last word right, but Storico. I can drop the link in the description or something like that, but it's crazy. Anyway, so this Kennedy kick reminds me of that because these guys straight up just brawl, and it looks like he just straight takes that kick to the knee or like right around the knee, that leg kick. And you're absolutely right. Like, how can that not be called in this game at this
It,
time in history?
and the worst thing about all this was not the only horror tackle in this match.
Oh no.
Like there were some other tackles that I believe, if I'm not mistaken, did get some red cards.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just looking at
Hayden
my
from
notes.
Newcastle. Yeah, Hayden from Newcastle got a red card.
Yeah, and I mean the tackle was nasty. It was one of those tackles where I was like, okay, that's a straight red. There's no argument there.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it was not the only horror tackle in this match. This match was ugly. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
0-0, nasty tackling going on. Like these kind of matches take soccer back, like, I don't know, to a time that not the beautiful game.
I mean, in a way, okay, I have to say this. In a way, from like totally a third person point of view, it's like kind of like as a fan, I can understand the appeal of like hard ass games like that. But then you gotta just think of the players. Like these players are they're trying to make a living and a career off of this. And granted, there's some other things you can say about that, but man, you don't want to see anyone get seriously injured. Like, no one wants to see that. Like, ever.
Yeah, exactly. I trust me. I'm an appreciator of a good, clean, hard tackle.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a finesse player. I'm not necessarily a finesse player. You know me. I'm more a strength to strength player. I'm more aggressive, more brute strength, I guess you could say. But you never want to see a tackle that is going to potentially end somebody's career.
No
I
way.
mean, everybody's
Never.
trying to make a living, you know?
Exactly. So, just so I gotta pull this out, since you mentioned like strong hard tackles as opposed to being a finesse player. Okay, in my opinion, when it comes to both of those tackles, like almost the perfect tackle was Wayne Rooney on that crazy thing. I mean, dude, it was like perfect. It was like finesse with the timing, but yet totally just takes out. I forget the dude's name. What's his name?
Will Johnson.
Will Johnson. Yeah, just dude, like flat on his ass, right? And comes away with the ball clean.
There. Yeah. Well, he comes away with the ball clean, but there was a split second there with that tackle because of the way the force went and the way Will Johnson just kind of crumbles over. Yeah. I thought for a second there it was going to be called a foul.
But
it was, and it added
too.
Drama, obviously. But yeah. Well, in MLS, I feel like they tend to allow harder tackles, rougher tackles than they do maybe in Europe. That's one of the knocks on MLS is that it's the physicality's like it's more on the physicality side than it is on the technical side or the finesse side. You know what I'm saying? Which obviously there's hard tackles in the English game and Italian in other leagues. It's not like there isn't, but you know what I'm saying? Like there's more physicality I think allowed in MLS than there is.
I'm laughing because like let's say that in the MLS they kind of are. I mean, I don't actually know that. I've never really heard that. I would have to do my research on that. You know, you're saying that now, and it's not that I don't believe you, but it's kind of funny because you can compare and be like, oh, okay, well, in the MLS they let these harder tackles, but in the EPL right now, they just don't see a dude leg kicking another dude.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. It's like that's what's crazy about it. It's like you could practically assault somebody, and as long as the ref doesn't have to be looking at you, it's like I don't understand how that happens. Like even if the ref's not looking, like what were his assistants looking at?
I don't know. But look, hey, everyone makes mistakes. This is a human game, and like you can't throw shade on every referee because one referee missed a bad play. So I will say that, you know, you and
Although
I have,
when I think of one player is assaulting another, maybe see that.
I mean, yeah, okay, he missed some serious stuff, but you know, you and I have both refed before. You know, we used to do that when we were pretty young and helping out with the league we were in, and I'm sure we missed calls and had bad calls and all that stuff, man.
Nobody wants to be a ref, man. It's a thankless job. No one's ever completely satisfied with the work you do. At best, you have 50% of people are happy with you.
Yeah, you can never please everybody. That's not possible. But you know, it's kind of interesting because referees, in my opinion, sometimes can be, to me, seem like the ultimate fan in a way. Like they are the person that they're like in the game.
Oh, like, you gotta have a passion. There's no doubt.
You don't get any closer to a game.
You don't.
In the game, and you can influence the game too, which is this whole other thing. But it's cool. I mean, I think refereeing is cool to a point. Like I would consider doing it again, but you're right. I don't know if it's worth it to take the stink from the fans, you know, and the players and all that. But anyway, so yeah, interesting stuff. Just some hard tackles in that game. But moving on, let's go Everton, Southampton. Danny Ings gets a goal for Southampton. He actually had a couple chances, but Everton, hey, Richarlison, what a
Dude,
signing so far. What a signing so far.
he's looking good. I must say before I forget, you called this game correctly. You predicted 2-1 and
Sweet.
2-1. Sweet. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah. What I mean, Everton's off to a great start, man. I mean,
They are.
granted, the match last week, maybe a little bit of a downer from their perspective, but the fact that they got a point on the road, um, a man down, was good. So I mean, now they get 3 points this week. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's looking good for Everton right now.
Yeah, well, again, let's not forget Walcott gets a goal in the 15th minute. But, man, Richarlison's goal, that thing was sick, man. His just getting up over people, wants the ball more, gets that header down and directly into the corner. I mean, dang, the instinct this dude has right now. And something I'm noticing about Richarlison, too, is I would have to look, but he looks like he's a pretty big dude, too. Like
Yes.
I don't know, but he looks tall. But man, he seems like kind of a really good balance of target man yet skill and speed. I'm not okay. Look, don't. I'm not even saying this dude's anywhere near as good, but his frame and the way he kind of looks reminds me of Rivaldo from back in the day.
Really,
Well, just his
because
frame, just the way he looks.
Rivaldo was a little more like lanky, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd have to compare them, but I guess that's just what it reminded me of. Maybe it's just because they look similar too, with the haircut and everything like that. But I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, here you go. Here you go. He's supposed. Probably it has to do with the fact that they're both Brazilian.
Well, that's
He
true, of
is
course.
supposedly here. He's 5'10", 156 pounds. So
Okay, wait. What's Rivaldo? You gotta look up Rivaldo now.
yeah, you're gonna have to give me a second there.
All right,
So
you look that up for a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
I gotta say if he's only 5'10", he holds himself like a way taller, stronger guy.
He looks bigger.
Yeah, I mean he attacks the ball like he's freaking huge right now. That's what he's looking like.
Yeah, no.
He's got skill on the ball too. I mean he's poaching goals. His goal last week where he's standing right in front of the net and the corner kick comes in, it just drops to his feet. Like a lot of players don't have the quality to be able to see that and put it away and finish that. It would just get away from him.
6'1".
Oh, okay, so he's a little taller.
He's a little taller.
How much did he weigh?
He's length. I don't know. I'm trying to pull that stat up. I'm not sure. We'll pull it up. Give me a second here. But yeah, Rivaldo's a little taller,
Okay.
lankier guy. But yeah, I mean, maybe that's not a bad comparison.
Yeah, I mean, again, skill-wise, I mean, Rivaldo's one of the greatest, right? Richarlison, another Brazilian. He's kind of like just coming into his own and starting to make a name for himself. But I think people should really keep an eye on this guy. Better keep an eye on this guy as far as the world stage too. I mean, maybe it's a little early to call that, but he's playing in the Premier League. He's playing on a decent team, probably middle of the table kind of team right now, and that's trying to make a push into the upper echelons. But Richarlison, he's looking hot right now. So we'll see where that goes, but exciting. Okay. So 2-1, by the way, Everton over Southampton, in case you missed that. Moving on, next game we're looking at, Leicester City taking on Wolverhampton, and 2-0. Leicester City wins. We have an own goal, unfortunate for Wolves. Doherty.
Oh yeah, that own goal looked like it could be a goal, like a legit goal. Like
I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he was trying. He must have been trying to pop it up over the net. But
yeah, no, he's trying to play it out, but it's like it's so dangerous to head it anywhere near your goal. You got
to be aware where you're standing if you're going to do something like that. Like if he was in front of the the near post, then it makes sense. But you can't put a ball towards your frame if you don't know where you are. Or I don't know, it was just a bad choice, but I guess it happens. I don't know. It was just weird though. This is another game where a young player is starting to make a lot of impact for Leicester, and that's James Maddison. I think we should definitely talk about him. He actually played very well last week, although, the club overall had a rough one. But Leicester, as far as the talent with these guys, it's looking pretty good in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's a decent start for them. And they can't, they lost away to Man U to start the campaign. So that's nothing to be too ashamed of there.
Yeah.
And they get a good win against Wolves. So
yeah. Well, I'm definitely excited to see how James Maddison continues throughout this season, because his talent on the ball, his quality on the ball is pretty legit. He's a fun player to watch.
Yeah.
Vardy getting the red card for the tackle.
Oh.
Just swinging in. I mean, that was, again, that's like a martial arts move, fool. That was like an iron broom sweep, fool. Like a front sweep.
Here's my thing. Vardy, I've seen this kind of tackle before. Like, he's going in. It's desperation. It's a hard tackle. And you see these tackles to win the ball back after you lose it. But, yeah, it's one of those, like, lunges, tackles that you're just like, you kind of cringe when you see it, because it's just like, with that kind of force, I mean, he could easily break a guy's leg or ankle.
Yeah, it's just uncontrolled. It's just uncontrolled.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
Just like throwing everything you have into it because you just got dispossessed, or maybe you need to make a play on the ball, whatever it is, and he's just throwing that leg in there. And like I said, it's like, seriously, it's like a sweep in martial arts. Like, it's just like you're bringing your leg around straight across the front of someone's leg so you can just cut that leg out from under them. And that's really dangerous, man. It's like really dangerous. Like you said, you could easily injure their knee or, any other, whatever. And their whole leg can be damaged doing something like that. So straight red, I think it's, I don't know. It seems legit. I don't know. The ref was pretty confident about the call for sure.
Yeah, no, I don't have any arguments there. I mean, he threw his whole weight into that tackle. I will say, tackles like that, I have seen probably tackles like that in at least the past that, didn't merit hard. But that's the thing. Nowadays, they're cracking down on that more and more. And it's good to see, because you want to get rid of horror tackles. The problem is that sometimes it goes the other way, and guys are like, they're doing Neymar-esque, and it's. Yeah, I just I want to get rid of horror tackles, but I also want to get rid of flopping.
Yeah. Okay, so look, I'm not gonna say that he didn't bring it upon himself, because he totally did, but it's really pretty funny that Neymar is now synonymous with diving in. Like, when I go to the pitch before I play, sometimes there's like kids that are playing. It's like a summer camp, so they got some coaches there, and these kids are playing like some small games and everything like that. It's cool. I'm warming up, and I get to see how these coaches, what kind of drills they implement and all that kind of stuff. And these are a bunch of kids that, who knows, with the passion of the game, they might grow up to be superstars someday. Who knows? But the other day, they're playing, some kid he basically dives, right? It's so funny to see the kids dive, because they're copying what they see in real life. And this kid dives, and the coach just goes, Neymar.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Neymar now means dive. Like,
yeah, you're pulling a Neymar. I mean, especially if you exaggerate it. I play with this one guy from time to time, and sometimes he'll get fouled or touched, and he oversells it. He's like super exaggerating, and it's almost to the point where he's trolling. Like, he knows what he's doing, and he's just doing it to do it. Like, it's almost like just to put on the show. But it's like, it drives me crazy, because it's like, I'm totally not about that.
Yeah,
That's
it's drama, man. Game. It's drama.
Yeah, I hate to put myself on this high perch of holier than thou, but for me, integrity wise, I just can't live with myself. taking a dive
Yeah.
and thinking like that's okay, but that's me.
Yeah. No, I hear you. It's totally a legit valid point. There's it is annoying to deal with, but it's part of the game. It always has been. But you know what? I said this before. You know, all you folks out there, just don't hate, because basketball. Just go watch some of the dives in basketball, and that's all I gotta say. Okay, I understand that diving is annoying. So if you're just like a casual fan of the game of soccer, and one of the things you don't like is the diving, please just go watch a basketball game. They'll teach you how to dive. Okay, it's anyway.
Yeah,
All right.
don't let diving take away from the other aspects that are very beautiful of this game.
That's
in life.
correct. That is correct. Okay, so good. 2-0. Leicester gets the win. Yay. Okay, so next game that we're going to touch on really quickly, Tottenham takes on Fulham. Tottenham with the big win, 3-1. Harry Kane gets his first goal in August, and that's all big deal and everything. Yay. And then, but honestly, like, what more impressive to me in a lot of ways was the strike by Lucas Moura. Woo! That goal, the strike curling around with his left foot, it was absolutely a thing of beauty. So
Yeah, it's tremendous skill there. I'm trying to pull up the transcript here
yeah,
of what
well,
you hold on, wait for it. Where is it? Where is it? Hold on. You said something about this game. You said
oh, I said.
hold on. Fulham looks like dog doo-doo, dude.
Yeah, I mean they looked pretty JV at the beginning of the game. You know, I always have to have a disclaimer saying that, you know, I'm no pro. I couldn't do any better by far. I'd get absolutely slaughtered at any level of this game. But Fulham, man, like, what's up? You look like a bad player in FIFA that every time the ball comes down, you pass it in some weird direction and it goes directly to the other team. Like, can't do that shit, man.
Dang, is Fulham possibly one of your candidates to get relegated? Please
You know
tell me.
what? I gotta say,
They're definitely on the hot seat.
they are on the hot seat. They are on the fence, and they are slowly leaning towards the lava, if you will. So, I don't know. You know, all this stuff that we're saying, again, it's really early in the season, so whatever. But and Tottenham is one of the best teams in the league. So, you know, Fulham just got back into the Premier League. You can't hate too hard. I'm throwing some shade there, but seriously, that is what it looked like for at least the first half of the game, if not more. But also, I gotta say, the free kick by Trippier was absolutely a thing of beauty
Yeah.
too.
Like,
Woo!
I felt like a sense of deja vu. I was watching
Oh, absolutely.
with England.
Yeah, that's what you know. Obviously, everyone was comparing this to. He, you know, the even the commentators like, oh, there he does it again, and it's legit. It's exactly what it was. The way he puts it away is just sick, man. So no way anyone's gonna touch that. And Trippier again shows his quality on these free kicks. So hey, the set pieces could be a really big thing for Tottenham this year. With performances like this so far. So, you know what? You know, one thing that I saw in this game too that I just want to comment on is Erik Christensen. Yeah, Erik Christensen made a few choices in this game, and during the run of play, he chose to be selfish and shoot, or I don't know, like pass the ball the wrong, well, I shouldn't say wrong, but makes a decision to pass the ball away from the direction of Dele Alli, who was wide open back post and a couple times, and either Eriksson chose not to make the pass, or he I don't know, he didn't see it or didn't have time or whatever, and he took a shot instead. And it was funny to watch Dele Alli totally freak out. Like Christian Eriksen, like, I don't know, he was just trying to score, and then Dele Alli's making a run. And I'm pretty sure, like, on this particular play, Eriksen takes a shot, Dele Alli gets pissed, and he, like, kind of kicked the goalpost because he was so mad. I mean, he didn't really kick it hard, but he kind of, like, you know, one of those frustrated, just like, come on, like, something like that, you know? And, yeah, he totally kicked the post. He was pissed. And Eriksen kind of gave away the ball a couple times here and there. It wasn't the best. I mean, it wasn't the worst thing that you ever see. He's just trying to take what he sees open, and he's got great quality. And the other side of it was, of course, if he put it away, Dele Alli would have been super excited. But it's just a competitive nature of the game.
Is he looking like Quintero out there?
Dude, no one looks like that fool right now. I don't know anyone that holds onto the ball like that fool yet. Even though I gotta say I didn't really watch in depth their most recent games, so I guess maybe it ebbs and flows. But we've been talking about that for a little while. I'm hating on it, man. I'm hating on it. That's for sure. But,
hey,
okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Real quick, what did you think of Tottenham's home kits? They're very similar to Man U.
They are.
I was looking at it, I was like, oh, this looks like the Man U kits.
Dude, I don't know what this little fade into the shorts is all about. But I am straight calling bogus whack on that, okay?
Bogus whack.
It's so ugly, man. I don't know, but that's just me. I'm sure some people out there like it. And every team's got its good years and off years, you know. I know some people that didn't like I know some people that didn't like the orange for Liverpool last year. I thought it was dope. Like, I thought it was a cool kit. But
I would probably take the orange from last year over this purple with the orange.
Yeah, the purple and orange, it's a risky move. I mean, we'll have to see how they look. I mean, I did see them in preseason, you know, in the ICC. They wore them, and they weren't the best. Maybe they'll grow on me. I don't know. It's like one of those. It's like it's like one of those fashion statements. It's like, if you pull it off, you look good, but you could also just look like a total poser and kind of cheesy.
Yeah, I don't know. Liverpool kits for the last few years have been very, very interesting.
You don't like the gray ones?
It's okay, but it's just like, I don't know. It's hard to pull, like gray is a hard color to like pull off well, like, because it's gray. You know, it's just like gray.
Yes, gray is gray, homie. Gray is gray.
Gray, you're getting relegated.
Jesus. Okay, so let's move on. Next match.
I hate gray, I guess. More than that, you know? At least light gray.
Next match we're going to talk about is West Ham United taking on Bournemouth. Bournemouth gets a win 2-1. Arnautovic gets a goal off a Chicharito. A questionable little play there by Chicharito. That was Neymar, you know, like.
a good win for Bournemouth, right? I mean, that's I don't know. West Ham's a nut. I will say this: after I saw that, I was seriously thinking, like, West Ham is in contention for that third relegation spot. I'm say that.
Dude, we're gonna have to like write these down and keep track of this stuff to see if by the end of the season we're correct on any of this.
Yeah.
Like early prediction stuff, and seeing if we come through, if we're just like totally wrong.
Hey, I'm coming out of the gate. I've been pretty ballsy. Step it up there, huh?
Oh, you know what? I do really have to give a shout out here in this game. Oh man, how about the solo talent from Wilson in this game. I don't know if you saw his
Oh
solo
yes,
goal.
yeah, he went on a great run. Yeah,
Oh
so fun. Yeah.
man, that was just baller, man. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
absolutely. Just I don't know, man. It looked like a video game, man. It was
It
just like
it did, but it also helped that he's playing against West Ham.
damn. I
Then,
mean, you're right. You're right. That which is messed up, but you're right. Uh,
uh,
I
but
mean,
yeah,
but it's
great
not
skill.
like I mean, the skill behind the goal was sick though.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right, but he took on 3 defenders directly, and there was like 5 defenders in the picture, and just him.
Hey,
So
I'm not hating on. I probably don't make that play dribbling around cones. So
yeah,
but probably just a level above cones. But
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
damn man.
sorry. It's so much right now.
Yeah, but that's how it rolls. So anyways, 2-1, good game for Bournemouth, I suppose, like you said, and West Ham. You guys gotta get it together. In contention for Eric D's relegation list.
Yes, they're definitely there.
Okay, so
Yeah.
one of the bigger games. This was the highlight game of Saturday. Chelsea takes on Arsenal. We're seeing if we have that new look Arsenal that everyone's been waiting for, and we're also waiting to see if we got that new look Chelsea that everyone's talking about. So a lot of changes within both these squads. Not a lot of change as far as actual roster. I mean, there were some changes, but it wasn't. I don't know. I suppose Chelsea has a few bigger moves, but not terribly huge. So I don't know. What were your thoughts on this game? Take us through a little bit.
As a neutral, exciting game, great game. You couldn't ask for more, really. I mean, it's back and forth. I mean, Chelsea goes up 2-0 early on, and then Arsenal comes back, ties it up 2-2 just before the half, and then Chelsea's able to steal the win there kind of later on in the match. But I mean, if
I got a question.
Aubameyang,
oh damn! My question was, what's up, Aubameyang? Like, you
gotta put that away,
dude. He's a baller too, man. I like watching.
Yeah.
I like watching. Obviously, I like watching YouTube a lot, but there's a lot of YouTube videos that I've recently started watching that are just fun to watch, of street ballers that get together with these huge, professionals, Pogba and Ronaldo, and there's one with Aubameyang on there, and the street baller Seon, I think is how you say it, a French dude who's pretty nasty, and
freestyler.
yeah. He's like freestyling and stuff like that, and Aubameyang shows some skills, and like his touch is sick, man. So when he's like wide open in front of the net twice and pings it wide or pings it over the bar, I mean, I get that it happens like to everybody, but damn, man, but you got to put that away at this level. Like
if Arsenal's a little more clinical in front of net, they possibly get the 3 points. They
which again is actually what echoing the commentators after the game. I don't remember the dude's name, but the guy on NBC says that he thinks he saw a lot of improvement in Arsenal, which I would agree. And just like you said, if they would have been more clinical in front of the net, they probably would have gotten these 3 points. But we can't take anything away from how Chelsea played, because all 3 of those goals that they had were well worked. Both team goals from Pedro and Marcus Alonso, and a great solo effort finally by Alvaro Morata, which I think that dude is like, he better start doing something down in Chelsea, which he did. I mean, he scored this beautiful goal, but he's got to be consistent. And
He's got to do it
everyone,
consistently.
yeah, everyone's like waiting for this guy to blow up. This could be definitely a defining season for him. He can take that spotlight and that big spot up top of Chelsea, and he's in competition with Giroud. And both of those guys seem like they've been having just a worse time trying to finish right now, and that's exactly why they're there. So,
yeah, these are the kind of games I want to see more of, because it's just, this is easily the most exciting game of the weekend, and this is why we watch. Like, it's great.
Yep.
It's great theater. Like, you definitely want to see more matches like this. So please, more matches like this, and less matches like so harder. Thank you.
All right, well, let's bounce back forward to Sunday now. We had started
Let's bounce back forward, okay?
Yeah, bounce back forward. Well, it's like Back to the Future.
Okay.
So,
okay. That's not bogus whack.
bogus whack, man, bogus whack. We'll take on Watford and Burnley, 3-1. Watford with the win.
Watford had some stunners in this match,
dude.
Making
Troy
Joe
Deeney,
Hart
man. I really enjoyed Deeney's goal. I thought it was absolutely beautiful. I mean, a lot of these goals, like you said, they were definitely some stunners, definitely some screamers in this one. And the skill level that these guys have was pretty scary. If you're watching this game, you got to take a look at Watford and just say, let's keep our eye on that.
Yeah, we got to keep our eyes on Watsies right here. Watford, Watts. I don't know. I got to come up with a cool nickname for them, because Watford is such. It just seems like so many cool nicknames come from there. But yeah, man, for them to put 3 on Burnley, a very well organized defensive team. Yeah, Watts is doing something good right now. Watford looking good.
That's right. I have to look. Man, who was the dude that had the pass in that? Because it was sick. Maybe was it the French guy, Etienne Capu? I don't know. Let me just say that I'm always a fan of the pass. I'm always a fan of the assist. So go back and watch the a highlights video of this game and watch the pass that comes into Deeney. It's sick. He fakes that he's going to volley a shot, and then he just plants his foot in the ground, and it's a perfect pass, a through ball that just goes right onto the foot of Troy Deeney, and it totally fools the entire defense of Burnley. No one sees it coming. Everyone's waiting to try to block this shot, and the ball just kind of dribbles right through. I shouldn't say dribbles. It's actually kind of like a beeline right to Deeney's foot, and it is sick. So check that out.
I think was it I don't know, one of those goals, Joe Hart was a little slow to come out off his line. I thought if he had been quicker to come out, he might have been able to contest. I don't know if that was the first goal.
I think it was. I think you're talking about Will Hughes' goal.
Probably.
Or
it's the one where the guy was he slipped in from the top of the box, and
well, is it the one where it's a volley off the cross?
No, it's not. It's maybe it's the goal you're talking about. It's not a volley up across. The guy gets slipped in, basically from the top of the box, and he slips in through the back of the defense, and Joe Hart's just kind of, I think everybody obviously was too slow to react, but I just think if he's a step quicker to react to that, I mean, he probably can contest that better, because he was basically in no man's land at that point, and the guy just, Joe Hart got done dirty a few times.
Yeah. Well, you have your good days, you have your bad days.
Yep.
So that's the way it goes in the world of football. Let's go ahead and let's get back to some of our scores here. What's up? What are you thinking?
And the beating of the week goes to...
Oh, man. Oh,
Wait,
Huddersfield.
maybe Huddersfield Town is right there with West Ham.
They're making a
They're
play.
they're looking for that third relegation spot.
Dude, you remember like okay, this is obviously not a soccer reference, but for all of the American fans listening, I remember there was a time, this had to be a while back, when the Kansas City Chiefs, just going to the NFL, were having a terrible year, and basically they just start throwing games so that they get the number one pick almost.
Yeah.
And
Was this the suck for luck year?
yeah, it was, but it's just I don't know, man. Like 6-1. Ugh. Ouch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you tank in the Premier League and in soccer in most leagues, you're
Oh yeah, you're relegated. Yeah.
you're going down, and so there's that. That's the relegation promotion is the incentive to not tank
Mm-hmm,
to get it
mm-hmm.
together. You don't want to get dropped out, but
Well,
yeah,
okay, so let's just highlight this. Look, Sergio Aguero, dude
dude,
was balling,
dude, bro.
absolutely balling.
And the thing is, okay, here's my thing. Sergio Aguero he had a hat trick, correct?
Yep.
And the dude didn't look like he broke a sweat. Like
Nope.
I feel like he like I feel like dude just came out of nowhere. Like he just kind of like he's like the dude that's walking down the street, sees a bunch of guys playing, and he just kind of jumps in casually, and he just like does everybody dirty, scores a few goals, and just kind of walks off and like, all right, guys, see you next time. Like that's what this performance reminds me of, and I think to myself, and this dude couldn't get off the bench for Argentina in the World Cup.
Well,
Isn't it crazy like how things just happen to
well, it's how much they fluctuate between the international game and the club game.
oh my god.
Yeah. No,
And
you're absolutely right. I absolutely agree with you, but I guess
full disclosure, just cut you off. I wanted to tell you when Sergio Aguero first came into the Premier League, he had made a comment that this league was too easy for him or something. And I remember at the time, I'm paraphrasing it, it's not a direct quote, but basically he was like, oh, like he was pretty arrogant about his comment. And I remember at the time I was thinking to myself like, oh man, this dude just doesn't know what's up. Whatever. He's gonna get his. He's not gonna.
uh-huh.
It's not gonna. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just kind of like he's just new. Like nobody knows. The dude's right. I'm gonna eat crow on this. This dude can ball. He's been balling in the Premier League, and I guess it is too easy for him.
Dude, I mean, in his form right now, he was making it look too easy. Man, his first goal, where he's just dribbling around, the keep comes out, and he just chips that fool. Dude, that was one of the nastiest chips because, like you said, he made it look like he didn't even break a sweat. Like, it was sick.
This is what I'm saying, man. The top players in the world, they make it look elementary, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're just messing around. And dude, you're in the Premier League in a competitive soccer match, and you just like, yeah, I'm just gonna chip this there real quick.
Dude, he was confident the whole way because he knew he
Yeah,
had it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, all his goals were sick, honestly. His goal where he completes his hat trick in the 74th minute, 75th minute, and he has that little outside of the boot, just that little touch. Woo! Is just so dirty, man. He's running across. He looked like a. He looked kind of like a graceful swan, like flying through the 6-yard box. Just sticks his foot out there, little touch, right in the back of the net. Sorry, I gotta go. Like, so Gabriel Jesus gets one. David Silva gets one. Congolo it has an own goal just from the run of play that's coming across. And you know what? It was so funny. I feel bad in a way, but at the same time, whatever. But Stankovic gets one back in the 43rd minute, and you could tell like he just happened to fall upon this. This was one of those luck goals that you were talking about earlier, kind of like the
Yeah.
luck goal that happened for Lukaku in the Man U game. And he just kind of falls upon this goal. It goes in, and man, you're not feeling good. It's like it doesn't
No,
even
no,
matter.
that's one of those goals in these kind of matches. Yeah, you've just scored, and you might not score for many matches, and you want to celebrate, but you're not going to celebrate because it's 6-1 in the end. Like you know, what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, at this time when he scored, it was 3-1, but still, like it's just you can't celebrate that when you're getting beat as bad as they are. Like
Yep.
and he did, and it's just. It sucks sometimes when you're a player and you score a goal and you're like, dude, I might not score again this season, but I can't celebrate this because
Yeah.
I'll look
Oh,
like
you're absolutely right. But hey, before we move on to our next match, I don't want to forget this. Should have been in our news and notes when we were talking about this. But De Bruyne is injured,
oh
and
yes,
how long they say
yes,
he was out for? Like 3 months or something like that. Is that
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Oh,
it's definitely a few
okay.
months.
Okay. Wait. Man City looks like this without him, dude.
Hey, you know what this says to me? Man City ain't giving up the title easily. Liverpool,
No.
whoever else is going to have to bring it. It's exciting stuff because it's like there's some contenders around, but Man City's not. There's no. If you thought they were fat because they just won the title, Man City's trying to build a dynasty.
They are absolutely trying to build a dynasty. They seem like they're on their way to doing that. Now, I will say this. It is only the second game. We can't forget. But it is extremely hard to argue anything that says you are going to have to pry this out of their cold, dead hands if you think that
Yep.
you're going to come anywhere near it, because it doesn't matter who you put on the field, because they have a bench that's so deep right now. I mean, Sane coming off the bench, dude, he burned Huddersfield like bad. He made him look. It looked like a high school senior that runs track going up against like a seventh grade kid who has problems with his legs. Like,
I was like, you're starting to say this. I'm like, where's he going with this? Where's he
dude,
going
it
with
was
this?
messed up, man. And by the way, he wasn't in the
Oh,
World Cup. He wasn't in the World Cup.
yeah, he couldn't make the French national team.
Germany, you messed up.
Germany. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, Germany. Yeah,
no,
uh,
Germany
I,
messed up.
yeah, Germany. Well, yeah, yeah, Germany
Yeah,
messed up
there's
a lot.
nothing really to talk about that. I think that
Anyway,
they're still licking their wounds, trying to figure it out. Well, let me tell
uh,
you that Germany, if you want to lick your wounds, maybe you should have thought about bringing this guy with you,
no
because
doubt.
this guy's nasty. Okay, so enough said about that. Unless you got anything else you want to add about that,
No,
man.
no.
Okay.
Let's let Huddersfield rest in peace. I gotta get.
Oof, yeah, dude, you got. Okay, moving on. Um, Final game, finishing off Matchday 2, takes place Monday, and Crystal Palace, Liverpool. You kind of said this last show that Crystal Palace has kind of been given Liverpool, I believe you said, bugaboo. I don't know if that was the
Yeah,
right word, but
bugaboo team. Yeah.
yeah. So, and you have been correct, but I mean, they had their chances. Don't get me wrong, too. I mean, they started off the game strong. They definitely tested the keeper. They tested Allison.
Oh yeah.
Well, at least at the beginning of the game. I don't know. The run and play after the first
Dude,
matter.
that chance that Townsend had.
Yeah,
Oh
that's what
my
I mean.
gosh.
Yeah, if that would have gone in, that would have been maybe the goal of the week.
Um,
I don't know. Trippier's way up there, and so, man, there's so many.
let's
There,
put it
there
this
was a
way,
lot of
okay.
good goals.
Yeah, okay. Liverpool won 2-0, but this score line, this game was not easy.
Mm-mm.
Liverpool, they did not look as good as they did against West Ham. Obviously, Crystal Palace is looking like a better team than West Ham. But yeah, this match was not easy for Liverpool. And side note, before I forget, Mohamed Salah looked like he was shot on that one that one
Oh, dude,
tackle.
that was I know. Dude, that was like okay, that was like if how can I put this? It's like
Neymar esque.
yeah, it is Neymar-esque except for he didn't really have to Neymar it up. He didn't I mean, it would have
But he
been
sure did.
but he sure did, man. He threw his chest out, flung his head back.
Dude, for a second there, I was like, "Dang, is he injured? Like he's gonna like they're gonna have to bring out the stretcher for this dude. That did not look good."
Dude, no one even touched him in his back. Like he wasn't even like not even close.
I'm sure the Crystal Palace player was like, "I barely touched that dude."
Well, I mean, he knows it was a foul. He stuck his foot out there and kind of clipped his
Yeah,
left leg as he's running through. But
it's just like, wow. Hey, I want you guys to know. I mean, Stevie Mag and I were Liverpool fan supporters, but hey, man, call a spade a spade. I don't know what Mohamed Salah is doing there. Granted, I mean, he still gets fouled. Maybe he's
mhm.
trying to sell. I don't know, but that was like, I mean, I don't know what he was flying on that. I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what that was.
yeah. Whatever. It is what it is. It was a foul. He gets the red, and well, I don't know. It's fine. That's how it goes.
Yeah,
Liverpool doesn't score on the free kick, but shortly thereafter, hey, that run by Mane, I remember sending you a text message and just being like, Mane and Salah both. I mean, Salah's run was still great. Mane's goal obviously better because the ball's in the back of the net, but man, the fitness on these guys to do sprints like that at that speed, at that pace, controlling the
at that point in
ball.
the game,
What's that?
at that point in the game,
Yeah, at that point in the game, like late in the game, that's
yeah,
like absolute beast mode, man. Like
yeah,
100%.
that's ridiculous. I mean, that's how Klopp, Klopp has them. It's he's rounding them into a finely tuned machine, and man, I'm licking my. I can't wait for that Liverpool Man City, that first matchup of the season, because I mean we've kind of had their number of late.
Yeah,
So
recently we
recently,
have,
so
but we'll see how that ends up. Again, like I just said, whoever is trying to contest with Man City, you better come with some serious game.
yeah,
So exciting stuff. That's gonna wrap up Match Day 2. I guess in summary, you can kind of look at it like this: the big game, as we already said, Chelsea Arsenal, exciting game. Uh, More games like this, please. Very exciting, back and forth. Aubameyang, please put some away, but whatever. Um, the other way you look at this match day 2 on the surprise side, again, obvious. Man U falling to Brighton. Woo! So, some good drama, but it's early in the season.
yes,
So let's go ahead and let's move on. Let's just keep it all together this time. Let's go over some predictions for Match Day 3, and we'll just kind of bust these out real quick. First game that's taken on Sunday is going to be Liverpool. I'm sorry, Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go down the list that they have on here. They might be out of order as far as time goes, but that's cool. So Liverpool taking on Brighton. That's an interesting one. After Brighton comes off that win, but Brighton's on the road here, I believe. They're going to
Yeah,
Anfield.
Anfield. Yeah.
That's not a fun place to play for anybody.
Yeah. No, I have to believe Liverpool's going to handle business. I mean, they definitely can't fall to Brighton's trap, but Liverpool's in a different mind state right now than Man U, so
Hmm.
I don't fear that happening. Right now we have not. Oh, I don't even want to say it because I don't want to jinx it. Let me just say we're gonna do. Let's do 3-0 to Liverpool.
It's 3-0. Yeah, I like that scoreline. I think I'm going to be a little bit more conservative. I'm going to say 2-0
All right.
Liverpool for the win. Although it can very easily turn into 3-0. But hey, Brighton's coming off a big win. Maybe they're confident. So, I mean, they have to be confident. I shouldn't say maybe. They got to be feeling good about themselves. So, we'll see how that goes. I'm saying 2-0. You're saying 3-0. Right on. Moving on. Next game. Man City takes on Wolverhampton.
Ooh, Wolves the next victim on the.
Oh, man. The assassin list, fool. I mean, Man City's out assassinating other teams right now. All right. So,
Yeah, bro. 5-0 Man City.
damn.
Wolves just got promoted, bro. Like, I don't know if they're ready. I don't know. This could be
5-0. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 4-0.
Okay. What do you think this is? Price is right, homie? You're gonna like go 4-0
Well, I was actually supposed.
to win the
I was gonna.
I'll take $1.
No, I was trying to make that prediction first, but you just took over. So.
So eager to drop the 5 spot.
Okay.
5 fingers to the face.
That's right. Okay, so moving on. Next game. This one's actually pretty interesting for sure. I'll take this one first. But Everton traveling to Bournemouth. Everton on the road. They've been looking pretty good. Although Bournemouth has been looking pretty good. Bournemouth, I think, is unbeaten in the last 4. In fact, I think they have 4 wins in a row right now. They got a little streak going. So they're feeling pretty good. They're coming home. Everton's on the road again, although they just came off a nice win. And overall, I got to be honest, overall, these two teams seem like right around the same quality. So it's hard to choose here. Everton on the road, Bournemouth at home. Bournemouth's feeling good. Everton's feeling good. I'm going to go with Bournemouth, though, at home, only because they're at home. And I'm going to say 2-1. Bournemouth gets the win at home. What do you think?
I'm going to go 2-2 draw.
Nice. I like that scoreline, too. 2-2. I can see that definitely happening. Okay, this one's all you. I'm laughing because of what game this is. West Ham United travels to see Arsenal.
Okay, here we go. Look, pressure's on Arsenal.
It is. They've lost their last 2.
Yeah, both these clubs are winless to start the season.
Mm-hmm.
And Arsenal's at home.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get 3 points here, man. Got it.
Oh yeah.
You can't start the season 0-3, man. Which is going to make it where West Ham's going to be 0-3, but I'll go 2-0 to Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal. All right. Yeah, I like that too. They look, as you said, they need this win so badly. It'll be an absolute tragedy for the Gooners if they lose this game.
Yeah.
So West Ham's looking pretty weak right now. Their last 2 games they haven't looked good. They're traveling. They're on the road. Arsenal looked better against Chelsea, one of the other top teams. If you go by that logic, which I'm going to, and also just quality of players that you look on these teams, sorry West Ham, but I'm gonna go Arsenal as well. I will. You know what? I have to echo what you're saying. I'm gonna go 2-0 also. I can't go against that. I think this one actually could turn ugly for West Ham, and if Arsenal gets rolling and they start actually putting him away, Aubameyang forgets what happened this last week and starts putting these in the back of the net, it could get nasty for West Ham. So
no doubt, I can see that.
This is exciting if you live in these towns. Huddersfield Town taking on Cardiff City. Cardiff City's
right.
Yeah, Cardiff City's on the road visiting Huddersfield.
This is one of my relegated teams going against a potential relegated team. I don't really care, to be honest with you.
Damn.
I know.
I hear you.
Nobody. Yeah. I'm just being real.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what do you got? What do you got?
Be real. 1-1 draw.
What? You think they're gonna score, fool?
I was gonna go 0-0, but just for the sake of the love of soccer, hopefully someone scores some goals. Can you imagine a 0-0 draw?
Yes, I can. Actually, that's what I'm gonna predict.
All right.
I'm gonna throw that hate out there. I'm gonna say no. Sorry, guys.
Piling on. Giving them the business.
Oh man, I can't stop laughing about that shit. Okay, let's go on to our next one. Next one, Southampton at home against Leicester City. Leicester's on the road. Oh man, that was too funny. Okay. This is an interesting one for me because I feel like Leicester has a little bit more quality on their team, but you don't really want to. Southampton kind of flies under the radar every now and then. Every now and then they kind of blow up on a game, but Leicester seems a little bit more consistent. Actually, you know what? I'm going to call this a 1-1 draw. I think that'll be 1-1. I think Southampton will step up at home and at least take a point away. And Leicester have a relatively upset, I don't know, like kind of an upsetting road game. I mean, you're going to want to think that Leicester wants to win this one. Of course they want to win it, but so I'm going to say 1-1. What do you think?
I'm going to go 2-1 to Leicester. Leicester.
All right. 2-1. You sound like a bandwagon fan from.
I know, right?
Leicester. What's these Leicester fools?
When Leicester City won the Premier League a few seasons ago, people were mispronouncing their name and stuff.
Well, I mean, we mispronounce things every now and then too, so I can't fully hate on that.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just kind of, that's what the joke is. Leicester.
No, I'm with you. Okay. Next game, we're moving into Sunday. Watford's at home against Crystal Palace.
Could be a good one.
Yeah, I think so too. What do you got?
I think Watford's a little more man's not hot on this one, which I think means he is hot. I don't know. You guys will have to tell me. Maybe I just totally screwed up that analogy. Anyways, I'm going to take Watsy. Watsford. Watsers.
Who you got? What's
the
score?
I'm still trying to come up with this, man. I'm stalling a little bit. I'm going to take Watford 2-1.
2-1. All right, Watford at home. I think this is going to be a good game. I think that Crystal Palace, they gave Liverpool a run for their money, but you're right. Watford's just looking kind of nasty right now, man. Just downright dirty people. Dirtying people, I should say. I think that Watford's going to get the win also. I'm going to say 3-1. 3-1. So, let's see. Let's go on to our next one. Oh, man, you should be really excited about this. Fulham's at home, so...
I saw it. I was like, yeah.
Craven Cottage, man. Like in case you missed last week, we're laughing because Erik D over here got really excited, like a little too excited about Craven Cottage.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I kind of feel like I need to get checked out. Like, I just
Yeah.
really like this place. Like, I want to see this game just to see Craven Cottage.
Well,
Did
okay.
you come here for the
So
soccer match? Nah, man, I came here for the stadium. I'm like,
I just want to see the stadium. Okay. So Fulham is at home, Craven Cottage, and Burnley's on the road. Um, I don't know. Interesting match. Man, for as much as you love Craven Cottage, I just Fulham in this last game, it was rough. It was very rough. But for the sake of for the sake of Craven Cottage, I'm gonna say this game ends up being a draw, 2-2. I'm gonna say 2-2 draw.
oh man, I love the stadium. I don't necessarily love Fulham's chances because Burnley's been there, done that now. Like they've
Yeah.
been in the Premier League a few seasons now, and Fulham just got promoted. So I'm gonna take Burnley 2-1 to win
Okay.
on the road.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I thought I was trying to be nice because you like Craven Cottage so much. I was trying to give you that
hurt
little
my
bump.
feelings or something.
Yeah, man. Anyway,
I
okay.
better not pick against Fulham. They're at home.
Yeah.
It'll crush. It'll crush our team.
You're gonna disrespect your stadium like that, man. I gotta.
My stadium. It's my stadium. I'm gonna have to get a picture of it, put it up on the wall. My wife's gonna be like, "What?"
Okay. So, Chelsea on the road against Newcastle. Chelsea's looking pretty hot right now. I gave my prediction first on the last one. Who you got?
I'm sorry, all my tunesies up there. I think that's what they're called. I forgot. Mixing up my references right now, but I think Chelsea's going to give Newcastle United a business. I'm going to go with 3-0.
3-0. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, if Kennedy goes out there and just starts leg kicking the crap out of all of Chelsea, who knows? Maybe Newcastle has a chance to win.
Well, okay, you can only get a red card once, so you can only. Well, I don't know. Maybe
He's just gotta wait. He's just gotta wait till no one's looking, fool. Like.
I see what you're saying. He's gonna take all Chelsea players out of the new. Okay, I got you.
He's just gonna drop people, and then everyone's gonna turn around and be like, "What happened over there?" He's gonna be like, "I don't know." This fool twisted his knee. I don't know what to tell you.
Snipers on the roof. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta say that Chelsea is definitely the stronger of the two sides, obviously. So I'm gonna go with Chelsea. I'll be a little nice and say 2-0 Chelsea. So okay. Last game of the week. This is on Monday, and you're gonna want to tune into this because if you do, we're gonna follow the saga that is Manchester United right now, because they are taking on a rival and a contender right up there with them, Tottenham. So Tottenham's on the road, going to Old Trafford. Manchester United at home. They need to make a statement. But Tottenham also is going to be coming in, trying to make a statement of their own. And let's not forget, they have matching ugly-ass jerseys right now.
Who's gonna have the ugliest one? Well, okay, Manchester United's at home, so I guess they're gonna wear their red one. Which, well, I guess they might actually wear the matching. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, no.
Manchester United. Oh God, it's gonna be so bad.
Okay. I'm gonna take Tottenham 2-1.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be bleeding from my eyes from seeing these kits, but I am going to take. Damn, this one's hard. Can Man U pull it together before Tottenham comes? Damn, no, I don't think they can. I got to be with you on this one. I'm gonna say 2-1, Tottenham with the win. Yep.
Have you seen Manchester United's secondary kit, the pink
No.
kit?
Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm.
No, I feel about that one either. I got to see it on the field.
Yeah. It's a little rough.
Yeah, it can be hard to pull off pink.
I mean,
Palermo,
here's the other
well,
thing, though. I mean, at least they don't have that whack ass fade. God,
yeah, that's
it
true.
just
That's
it
true.
just really bothers me. So you know what?
It's
I
tough.
think they'll pull off the pink. Actually, I gotta retract a little bit of the hate on the pink uniform. It's light red basically. So I'm gonna say
Light
that.
red.
Well,
All
I mean
right.
pink. Pink's light red, man.
I, I guess technically you're right.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm right. I mean, I'm usually right, but okay, that
Light
was a little
red.
much. That was a little much,
Is this
but
pink or light red? It's light red.
it's light red. So yeah, I like that one a lot better. Anything without that fade, man. I don't know. I'm hating on the fade like hardcore. So
Yeah, no, you are.
anyway, all right. So that's wrapping up our predictions for the EPL Matchday 3. Always exciting soccer. So that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. We are going to go ahead and now get into our domestic league. Eric D and I, if this is your first time listening or anything like that, we really try to support our domestic league because we think it's so valuable in the United States to develop these players, teams, however you want to say it, for the good of the game here in the United States. So we want to give some love to our domestic league. We want to review some of the bigger games. Don't worry, we're not gonna bore you with big long-winded things about games that you totally don't care about. And also, you know what? I gotta tell everyone. I'm not gonna hate if you now turn off the podcast. Like, I get it. The MLS is not the English Premier League. But I implore you, stick around for a minute. Learn a little bit about the MLS. Learn a little bit about our domestic league and some things that are really fun and really exciting. And give it a chance because the quality is getting better. We've only been around for a little while, right? I say we like I'm a part of it, but I feel like I kind of am, You and I, both huge Galaxy fans. We went to our first soccer games in Los Angeles at the Rose Bowl and in '96 back in the day. So we gotta show love to our domestic league again. So
MLS.
yeah, man, give it a shot. Give it a shot. There's some quality. You're not
Come
gonna
on.
know a lot of the names, unless you play FIFA. But even if you do play FIFA, I don't know how many people actually play with MLS teams. You gotta be real homers to do that.
That's a good survey question.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's you know what? It's got obviously there's room to improve, but hey, I mean, if you love this game and you want to see soccer at the highest level, at least in this country, MLS is where it's at. Love it, hate it, indifferent. You got to support it. Support your local soccer, whatever that may be.
You know what? I gotta say that this kind of comes back. I think it was maybe even our very first episode, and we were talking about why this game is so great and so, in our opinion, the greatest game on the planet. And you said something that I really liked a lot, and I got to bring it back up again. But you said that one of the reasons that this sport is so powerful is because it's a local game. These are neighborhoods. This is where it stems from. These are towns. These are
Community.
it's communities. It's truly people come together over this game. And I understand that happens in other sports also, but this is worldwide. This is everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
All you need is a ball. Just seeing a ball. Okay?
Yeah.
And
It's the simplest
so
game there is.
it's yeah, right. It's simple, complex. It's everything you want in a game, man. The drama's there, the skill is there, the excitement's there. And so if you're trying to truly get into this game, think locally with this and go watch your local MLS team or the closest one. Whatever. Just freaking take a dial and spin it, and then choose a team that you want to follow. Okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't even have to be MLS. I mean, it could be
Right.
NASL if that league's actually going on. It could be USL. It could
Mm-hmm.
be, developmental. I mean, whatever it is, whatever club is near where you're at, go and support them, whatever it be. If it's
Mm-hmm.
soccer, it's all love.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. I'm with you there. So, okay, let's go back. We're gonna take a little walk back in time, and we
Oh,
are going. What's up?
I think I know where you're going, and I'm already like, ugh. Go ahead. I
Yeah.
think we're getting the time machine. I'm sure. I think I know what date we're going to.
Well, I think we're gonna go back to what is it? Tuesday, August 14th, I believe.
Yeah,
Uh
yeah.
huh.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we have our home game. Well, I say our. We have a home game at the StubHub Center. Galaxy take on the Colorado Rapids. Yeah. So if you're a Galaxy supporter, which Eric D and I both are, you gotta just have a bad taste in your mouth overall with the way the Galaxy have been sliding quite rapidly down the playoff table.
Dude.
And I mean, this was a chance for the Galaxy to make a statement and get a little bit of revenge game on the Colorado Rapids, who they fell to earlier this season, and it ends up being a 2-2 draw because the Galaxy let two late goals come in. Castillo in the 74th minute, Jackson in the 82nd minute. A Galaxy can't close it out. Although Ashley Cole has a beautiful game in this, a beautiful goal in this game, and so props there. But man, it's just overshadowed by how much garbage is coming out of the Galaxy defense.
Yeah. Reports are, excuse me. Reports are Kellen Acosta was blowing chunks on the field. I don't know if you saw that. He
Oh
was
yeah, I
throwing up.
did. Yeah.
Yeah. Reportedly, he was throwing up because the Galaxy's defense is so trash that he was sick to his stomach about it. So, Kellen,
Damn.
we feel you. We
Yeah, man.
appreciate that. But yeah, I feel like we're beating a dead horse here. The defense is hot garbage,
Yep.
and it's not getting better. It's the same. Like I feel like we're watching the same car crash on loop.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the defense is no good, and Bingham can't make up for it. Like it's affecting his game now. Like he
Mm-hmm.
wasn't necessarily that strong to begin with. I'm looking at Bingham and I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I really there was some years in San Jose, like this guy, he was a fringe national team player. And
Yep.
I thought he was a number one, and now I'm seriously like, I don't know anymore because he's even making mistakes that a number one keeper shouldn't make. But then again, I feel like he's rattled because that defense in front of him is just trash. So
They're just hanging him out to dry, fool.
yeah,
But
a lot.
but you
Well,
know
I
what?
mean, he's having soft goals as well.
Well, yeah,
So it's
right.
not
That's what I was
entirely
about
on
to
the
say.
defense. It's on him too. But you know what I'm saying? If they're
I
getting their
do.
confidence from him and he's getting his confidence from them, it's
It's not looking good.
no, it's crap. It's just like it's a total uh like they're just the mind the psyche of the team is just gone right
Yeah,
now on defense.
correct. There is no defense. It's
No,
we
no.
can't beat it anymore. Look, you know what? We gotta move on. We gotta leave this one. And let me just
Yeah.
say, Galaxy, it's not going to get any better in this week as we go forward. But let's go
Oh
ahead and
God.
let's move on. Okay, so we move on to Wednesday. And we have another team that is rapidly sliding down the playoff picture in the West. And a team in the East that started out, well, a few weeks back, I don't know, maybe a month ago, they were at the bottom of the table, I think, in the league. But DC United get the win over the Portland Timbers 4-1. Wayne Rooney scores 2 goals. He has a brace. Go ahead. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, no, this result was shocking to me. I when I saw it, I was like, whoa. I mean, Portland Timbers don't, at least haven't lately been taking. I mean, they were on a great run, and they weren't taking beatings like this. And DC United was definitely not giving them. This is a result that was kind of like, I guess it's typical MLS. But hey, Wayne Rooney, he's starting to come to form.
Yeah, you said it's typical MLS, and you know what? I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe there's a stigma behind that. I haven't really. I don't know. You keep on repeating it. I haven't really found it myself. I guess, I don't know, but
Well,
I
I
think
mean,
it's. I think it's.
the smart money would have been on Portland Timbers to win this match. They're supposedly the stronger team, the better team, and but DC United's hot right now. It's streaky.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's. I mean, I guess my point behind that is that Rooney has look. Think he's old. Think whatever. Think it's retirement. All that crap. Whatever. This guy has lifted this team. He has gone into the locker room, whatever he's doing. I don't know what's going on in there. But, I mean, look, his play on the field speaks for itself. He doesn't really even need to say anything else. He's brought this club a new confidence. And that's how big, that is how big and how powerful a great player coming to the MLS can be, even if it's late in their career, so to speak.
Yep. Especially if they're bought in. Especially if they're all bought in and they're playing with passion.
That's right. That's right. It's really exciting for DC United fans. They've had a lot of hard times at the beginning of the season, but then you know what? Getting their own stadium, Wayne Rooney comes to town, they start looking like they're in some good form right now. I mean, hey, what more can you ask for as a boost to DC United? They're one of the old school clubs. They're one of the OGs, one of the original.
It's good to see. It's definitely good to see.
Exciting. Okay, next game, same night, LAFC taking on Real Salt Lake. Hey, what's up, Christian Ramirez? Making a statement in your first game, man. Gets a brace, 13th minute, 30th minute. Doesn't take him long to make a statement. What do you think about this game?
I don't know, man. If you're Minnesota United, I don't know what you just gave up. Like, if you're thinking Romario or the new guy, I don't know. I think that's his name. And Quintero, I mean, obviously you're putting a lot into them, but Christian Ramirez, he's back home because he's from Garden Grove, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're
which
right.
is actually in Orange County, no, Los Angeles. But anyway, he's here back in Southern California, and yeah, man, he looks like he's pumped, man. He's all geeked up, and he showed it, and just kind of handled a Real Salt Lake team that was flat. I mean,
Well, look, okay, I just gotta. You're absolutely right. I'm gonna piggyback off that, and I'm gonna talk about his first goal real quick. Go back and watch this. I'm telling you, you got to see some of the skill and some of the touch that these guys in the MLS have. Like, don't hate until you see some of the stuff. Look, this guy's nickname is Superman, and look, that's pretty high stakes there. I mean, I don't know. I think there's plenty of other players in the world that could be called Superman too. But hey, that's the nickname he's got. He's got to perform up to that. Yeah, he's got to perform up to that. And you know what? He does definitely in this game. His first goal in this game comes from what I would consider a defensive mistake by Real Salt Lake. They lose possession. Carlos Vela, by the way, hey man, that's a sick pass. He just drops it right down the center. But you know what? The timing on the run, beautiful. Vela is there, knows where the player is. These guys, I mean, this is their first game together, so it's just knowing how to play the game. And Ramirez slides right into the middle. The run is not tracked close enough, and his first touch is beautiful. Takes it on the outside of the boot with his right foot, brings it down right in front of him, and then hits with the same foot outside of the boot again and curls it around the keeper into the top corner. Man, that thing was beautiful.
Nasty.
So, that is worthy of praise and worthy of taking a look and making sure that you see some exciting action from the MLS. Like,
hey, I just gotta say this real quick. I gotta interject. Carlos Vela, this, like, how he goes is how this team goes.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Definitely their talisman. And right now, granted, it's kind of a small sample size, but man, Vela is balling out compared to the Dos Santos brothers.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
the Dos Santos brothers have been just plagued right now with some injuries. Like, I don't know what's up, but they're having a hard time, man. They're having a hard time over there. And, and so it's unfortunate because it was so, last season it was so exciting to have both these players coming over. Jonathan Dos Santos is a young, exciting talent from Mexico that was playing in La Liga and comes over in a early time in his career. This is not retirement at this point. He's playing with his brother, who has been a performer for Mexico for some time. And man, it was like hyped up, but not so much. They're not making the impact that they need to be making. So they need to get fit, step up, and start doing something. Otherwise, I don't know how long they're going to be around. I don't know. So let's move forward. Speaking about the Galaxy again, which is kind of sad, and the only reason that I'm actually really even bringing this game up is because the reality is we need to talk about the Seattle Sounders and how the Seattle Sounders are quickly rising in the Western Conference, and they're sliding into playoff spot. Yep, I know. We've been talking about it. But this has been their pattern for a few years now. Start weak sauce. All of a sudden, it starts coming together right in the middle.
Start bogus whack.
Start bogus whack. And then make a huge push into the playoffs. And once they're in the playoffs, I mean, they're just dangerous all around. So their star players are starting to really perform. And so, look, I'm just going to say it's hard to play at Seattle. They have one of the hardest venues to play at. They got a lot of hype going on up there in Seattle, and the Galaxy come in visiting and they just get absolutely smashed 5-0, and it's just like, man, the Sounders are just flying high, man. They look confident. Everything they got going on is just clicking. Chad Marshall is just taking the Galaxy defense to school, man. Like, he's just making them look bad on this first header.
That first header, like how he picked the defenders basically picked each other, and he just got it's like, oh my gosh, man. This goes without saying, but I'm going to say it. This was obviously the worst performance of the season for the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
Granted, they were missing a lot of starters, but man, it was ugly.
Missing starters, but okay, that's gotta be really scary if you're missing starters and you get pwned like this by the Seattle Sounders, because it shows how weak your depth actually is, and it also shows how weak the chemistry is amongst this team and how Seattle is starting to find their role. But you know what? Some of these goals that Seattle have, I'd say like maybe 2-3 of them were directly on the LA Galaxy defense. Like just garbage play. Garbage play.
Bad turnovers, gifts.
Oh man, like
no doubt.
So bad.
Yeah,
So
it's absolutely JV, and I I can't imagine. Like I didn't watch this match from start to finish. I only saw highlights, and even the highlights made me sick to my stomach. I can't imagine traveling to Seattle and watching this in person.
ugh.
As a G supporter, I mean, it hurts, man. This is crap, and we don't. I don't stand for this. But I will say this, Ziggy, it's time to get Tomas Hillard Arce on the field.
Yeah.
This dude I understand he's a rookie, but this defense can't do any worse. Let the man play.
Yeah. You know what? I'm with you as far as like a a Galaxy supporter, an excited fan for the Galaxy that's trying to get,
I'm
trying to
pissed,
show
man.
some
I'm
love to the
pissed.
team. But, you know, being unbiased and talking on the show about it, honestly, I'm just kind of looking past the Galaxy and saying that the real story of this game is Seattle, and the real story
Oh
is these
no, yeah,
guys coming through.
I don't want to take anything away from them. But as much as Seattle was, advantageous and they were good and they're streaking and they're clicking, I mean, they demolished us. Because Spain, as good as they're looking, is as bad as the Galaxy are right now. Like it right now, like Zlatan said, we don't deserve the playoffs. I mean, even if we get into the playoffs, this team's not going anywhere, man. Not with this
Mm-hmm.
defense. It's just not going
Yeah,
to
I
happen.
agree. Yeah, I would totally agree. I mean, so it is what it is. But this is not a LA Galaxy show, so we're gonna try to.
Sorry, I was trying
I
to.
know, I know, I know. You got to vent. You got to vent somewhere, man. I understand.
Yeah, I'm using this, I guess, as my therapy session here. Because I'm telling you, man, I watched the highlights on this, man, and I was just steaming, man. It was
Yeah,
embarrassing.
I hear you.
Ugh, yeah. So
So
anyway,
moving on. There's only one real highlight I want to talk about in this next game. The Philadelphia Union take on NYCFC. Philadelphia is at home. And the only thing I really want to talk about is that run by Ilsinho. I don't know if you had a chance to
yes, yes,
see
saw
the
it.
highlight, but man, another Brazilian doing people dirty.
Skillet.
I mean, the footwork, the control on this. I mean, woo, he absolutely took out. I mean, he went through 5 players essentially. He took out 3 defenders, beat the sliding defender that came across the box to try to block this, and beat the keeper also, of course. But these first few touches that he does just absolutely lay some people out. He basically makes a dude do the splits almost, man. And anytime someone's doing the splits, that's I mean,
That's
it's
dirty.
like one of the worst things that can happen to you. It might be the worst thing that can happen to you, other than just falling flat on your stomach. And Messi will make you
Yeah,
do that. Salah will make you do that. I mean, that's just. It looks like you.
yeah.
I
No,
said this. I said this a while back when we were talking about something like this that just happened, but it looks like they got sniped, man. It looks like someone
yeah.
straight took a 50 caliber rifle from like 100 yards and just blew their head off, dude, because they just like falling over
Uh,
side. And that's, you know what, from an offensive standpoint, from an exciting soccer standpoint, these are the plays you want to see, and they're exciting, and that is why this kind of play. That's, you know what, that's one reason why I really love the Brazilian style play. I will say, it's not, there's arguments all over the place as what is the actual like way you should be playing the game. But I think that is just purely like anything else. Like it depends on the region, it depends on the people. It also goes down to the chemistry of the players. It goes down to the skill level of the players and the coach and what they allow them to do. And, well, I mean, what their directions are, I should say, not allow them. Obviously, the coach can't do anything once they're on the pitch. But, I mean, this is the exciting stuff. Check out this skill. Go back there. It's in the 76th minute. Philadelphia Union versus NYCFC. Just go back. Watch the run. It's dope. Okay?
do it.
All right. Moving on. we're going to pretty much go pretty quickly through this game. Another team that's struggling pretty hard. Chicago Fire travels to Montreal. They lose 2-1. Quite frankly, I don't really want to go too deep into this. Although, Montreal's doing what they can. They're starting to definitely, make a push. They're trying to make a push. They're they're right at sixth place. They're in the playoffs right now. New England Revolution are just right on their tail. New England Revolution have 29 points, but they're 2 games behind Montreal. So that could definitely change if New England can kind of get their head out of their ass. But whatever. Honestly, Chicago Fire, what's happening? The only worse team than you, the only team that is worse than you, I should say, San Jose. But that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing if you are Chicago. So anyway, like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on this unless you got anything to say about that one.
No, other than Bastian Schweinsteiger just looked kind of bad on that penalty he gave up.
Yeah.
He's looking kind of old there, but
yeah, but you got to remember, the week before, he absolutely had a screamer though. From 40 yards out. So
there's definitely a case. I feel like Bastian Schweinsteiger's in that place where it's just like I don't know what more I can do. He's obviously not able to elevate this team to another level. So.
Well, okay. Moving forward, this game was actually pretty fun, pretty interesting. Vancouver Whitecaps hosted New York Red Bulls. Ends in a draw 2-2 because of a late goal, 90th minute goal by Daniel Royer. And I'll tell you what, Royer's, again, flying under that radar. He has a brace in this game.
Yeah.
And Kendall Waston actually has a great game, has a brace also for Vancouver. But got to be somewhat disappointing for Vancouver giving up that 90th minute goal, especially after there was a red card shortly before that. And so New York was playing a man down, and Vancouver can't close it out. So that's definitely...
Yeah, at home. It's no...
So, let's see. Moving forward, we have Sporting Kansas City. Okay, so look. We're going back again. Remember, earlier we talked about DC United just dismantling Portland Timbers, and Sporting Kansas City does the same thing. Portland's on the road. They visit Kansas City, and Kansas City just takes it to them 3-0. Portland, man, what's up? You're sliding.
Yeah,
You're sliding hard right now.
Portland had a bad week.
Here's the thing. Portland has only played 23 games right now. The Galaxy are just ahead of them. Portland's currently in the playoffs. They have a game in hand against Seattle, who's right behind them. Seattle has 35 points. Portland with 37. Seattle's played 24 games. Portland's played 23. But, man, even though the Galaxy are in 5th place right now, again, this isn't a Galaxy podcast, but Galaxy deserve to definitely be in 8th place right now. I mean, and Portland is quickly behind them, just sliding and sliding and sliding out of these playoffs. So, I don't know, man. It's not looking good for Portland right now. They got to do something. I don't know. You got anything else you want to add to this?
Do better. No. Yeah, Portland is sliding. I mean, I think they'll get it together here, but it's not a good look for them right now. And Sporting Kansas City, solid win for them. Rubio got a brace. Russell got that late goal. Looking good.
Yep. Okay, next game, another game we're not going to spend too much time on. Although it's somewhat relevant for Real Salt Lake, who's currently in the playoffs in the West. And it is pretty exciting, I should say. Although, again, these are, Houston Dynamo aren't the most popular club right now because their performance right now is not very high on the list. They're down in 10th place, which is just third from the bottom in the Western Conference, so they're not necessarily like a big name team right now this year. But man, they're hosting Real Salt Lake, and Real Salt Lake wins this game in stoppage time. They were down, Real Salt Lake is down 1-0. They tie the game in the 93rd minute, and then in the 100th minute, 10 minutes of stoppage time, they score a penalty kick and win the game, man. It's like, you're
really?
Bummed. Yeah, you are bummed if you're Houston. Way bummed.
Yeah. Interesting note of this match, Albert Rusnak becomes the first player in MLS history to equalize in a match and then have the winning goal
in stoppage time.
In stoppage time, so he's a little bit of history there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, first player ever in MLS history to score a goal to tie the game in stoppage time and then get the game winner in stoppage time as well.
That's pretty quick. I mean, that's cool. It's too bad it's Houston Dynamo.
Yeah, hey, but 3 points is 3 points. So
that's right. No, you're absolutely right. And having a performance like that's, he'll remember that for the rest of his life for sure.
No doubt.
Okay, moving on. Next game. What's up, Toronto? You gonna tie San Jose 1-1? What?
Really?
Come on.
Really? Yeah, Toronto just can't get it together this season. There's a straight hangover for them.
Hangover hardcore. They're down at 9th place with 24 points in the East. Anyways, go ahead.
The note here in this match, Wondolowski scores, and he is now, I believe he's 4 goals away from tying the record, 5 from setting a new record, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe you're right also. So that's look, if there's one bright spot, right?
That's all-time leading scorer in MLS history for those.
That's right. Well, he's always been a poacher, man, and he's had some great years in San Jose. And you know what? I remember, I don't know, maybe this was a couple years back. Wondolowski got some time on the U.S. men's national team, and he didn't really perform the way you need to stay up at that level.
No, that's the thing. That's what most people remember him for, is for that moment against Belgium, the sitter that he missed in the 2014 World Cup.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, hey, man, it is what it is. But if he ends up taking over that spot, which looks like is obviously very possible. I mean, again, this guy, he scores goals, but he's on San Jose, which is kind of rough.
I thought we were going to be nice on San Jose this week, but I guess not.
What? Who said that? I don't know. Damn, man. What? You doing some other podcast full that I don't know about? Damn. I never said that. Let's see. FC Dallas finally coming back with a win. They're at home. They take on Minnesota United. They shut them out. We got a clean sheet. FC Dallas 2-0. Finally, something positive for FC Dallas. Dallas has been struggling. Their form in the last few games has been wanting, and at the top of the Western Conference. And let's see. I think they're 4th place. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4th place for the Supporters Shield. I don't think they're gonna catch Atlanta or anything like that, but FC Dallas, this is the same old story we've been talking about. They seem to be strong. They perform. They, I don't know, just somehow disappear at some point. And hey, this is a little bright spot, little bump in confidence for them, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. These are the kind of matches that you're supposed to win. I mean, Minnesota United's not making the playoffs, and you're at home. You're one of the better teams in MLS, better teams in the West. You should be handling business like results, decisions like this. Yeah.
Well, there you go. So this wraps up The 18th, we have a few more games we're going to talk about before we wrap it up here, wrap up the show. Let's see. We're moving on to Sunday. What big games we got here? Okay, I'm going to run through some of these scores. The first one we'll talk about, though, this one's pretty big in both sides. There's some great performances in this game, actually. Even though the Columbus Crew came out on the bottom side of this, Giassi Zardes' goal was pretty dope. They score one away goal against Atlanta United FC. I mean, Atlanta United's got to be the pretty clear favorite as the team that you're looking at taking the MLS Cup this year. I mean, that's what I would say at this point.
Yeah, you're not going to get much argument from me. Atlanta United was styling in this game. Joseph Martinez gets a goal, of course. There goes that man again. He's
Obviously.
now tied the season record for goals. He's 7. So it's just a matter of time. The guy breaks it.
It's a matter of time and a matter of hat tricks. We'll see if he...
Yes, how many? But what was really good for Atlanta United, Villalba and Almiron get on the score sheet, and Villalba just... Dude, that run by Villalba, like, it was nasty. Like, he did... gosh, like, the speed, the cutback, I mean, filth of the highest order.
Folks, check out Atlanta United.
Yeah.
They are just, I mean, they're playing just out of their heads right now. And they have, you know, we I don't want to harp on this too much because we keep on saying it every week, but it's hard not to say that they have the support from Atlanta, man. Just like the whole city. They got that support. And they're bringing it back to Atlanta, what Atlanta fans deserve for what they're doing there. I mean, Atlanta, like what? I gotta also say, and I have to echo what you said. This is no weak run from Villalba. It's ridiculous. So go ahead and check that out, please. Like, go back. I'm gonna give you the minute that happens too. This is a 76-minute goal. So just YouTube it, man. 76-minute. Just look up the highlights in this game. Yeah, I mean this guy just walks through the defense. And look, hate if you want, be like, oh, it's only the MLS. Like, you know, whatever, man. Like, get out of here. Like, recognize the skill, respect. You know.
It's a show, man. The Atlanta United's putting on a show right now. They're just hot, man. It's hot Atlanta, bro.
That's right. So moving on. I'm just going to glance over these real quick. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this. DC United gets another win, doing what they can to kind of climb that Eastern Conference. 2-0 over New England, kind of holding New England back from making their play, moving into the playoffs. So good for DC United. Their form continues. They can continue to grow in confidence, and it shows on the field. So that's good. LAFC getting a win over the Colorado Rapids, a team that the Galaxy could not beat at home. LAFC dominates 2-0. Lee Win and Diego Rossi both getting some goals getting on the scorecard. If there's anything else you want to throw into either one of these, go ahead.
Lee Win spins his defender like a top and scores that goal. You saw that with it. Dude.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm telling you, it's that skill. Like, people need to stop hating. People need to go. They need to check it out. There is some great skill in the MLS, and Lead Win is definitely up there with this goal. As you said, he spins his defender like a top, and this is the kind of stuff you want to see. This is what you want to see on the pitch. You want to see people just straight getting absolutely laid out from the skill of, really anyone. I mean, I appreciate the skill all the way around. But this is what you want to see. This is how you want to go. And so check out these plays. Anything else you want to say about this one?
Most definitely. No, that about wraps it up.
All right, cool. So looking forward into our next slate of games, and by the way, again, I have to say this: we are really trying to get on a schedule here with these shows. So we really apologize at the scheduling of this, but I've noticed, and I think you've noticed too, that we're gonna actually have to start little aiming to release these on Tuesday because a lot of the last match day games happen on a Monday. So
Yes.
be on the lookout for these coming out on Tuesday. That is our main goal. All right, and we really apologize if it doesn't happen. We're trying to free up our time and make it happen for you guys. But again, this is just two homies like talking about the beautiful game. And so,
Yeah, we
this
got
isn't
day
our full
jobs.
time thing. That's right. That's right. So, tonight there was a game. It was
Whoa, 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 whoa! Well, before you jump into it, it's Heineken Rivalry Week this week.
that's
Is
right.
Heineken? Think
Oh yeah,
Heineken
yeah.
will? You think they'll donate some beers to the show or
Yeah,
no?
man, I
All
don't know. But hey, look, there's the Heineken 97 pub here in Chicago. It is
Oh, that's right.
connected. Yeah, it's connected to the Chicago Fire pitch. I play pickup there. Man, I think it's just the top of the
Awesome.
line. So, hey, if you want to support the people that are supporting our league, go check it out if you're here in Chicago. If you're not in here in Chicago, just fly out here. We can come hang out. Go to the Fire pitch.
Awesome.
So, okay, so rivalry week, Heineken rivalry week started today with NYCFC and New York Red Bulls. We're not going to cover it right now. Um, so wrapping up, let's just look at a couple of the big games. Obviously, that's one. It already happened, so we can't really give predictions on it. If you're following us and you're not a huge MLS fan, and you're waiting until next week to check this out. Great. But again, just tune in this week, check out some of these games. Let's just go over a couple of quick prediction of the more major ones. I'll run past the matches, but we'll do predictions on only a few. So, Chicago Fire, Columbus Crew, that's happening. Let me just say this: Chicago Fire have lost their last five. So, okay.
Uh,
Houston Dynamo taking on Dallas FC Dallas. That rivalry down in Texas is no joke. You have any? I mean, I know we don't want to spend too much time on this, but do you think there's any way
I,
that Houston, does
I
Dallas
mean,
dirty at home?
Houston's at home, but I feel like FC Dallas should take it.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay, moving on. Uh, man,
Uh,
Friday. We have two great games.
Tropico.
With the first one, before we go into that, Orlando City is hosting Atlanta United FC. Good luck, Orlando. You haven't been
Yeah.
playing so well. I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Okay.
Peace, God.
Yeah. But and again, you know what? Honestly, man, I want to be hype about this game because it's the third edition. It's the rubber match. I mean, it's El Trafico Part
Um,
3.
I'm gonna be honest with you, my dude. I'm nervous. I'm nervous, my dude, because
Nervous.
it's
Hey, look,
uh,
nervous. Look, I'm a Galaxy supporter, whatever, all that stuff, blah blah blah. I mean, at some point in time, should probably just stop saying that on the show because I'm sure people are just like, whatever. Um, hey, man, Galaxy, I think are gonna get whooped in this game. I think LAFC is gonna come in. They're gonna dominate, man. I think they're gonna win. I'm gonna say 3-1. I think they're just gonna
oh
come in and just do Galaxy dirty. What do you think?
well. I mean, here's the thing. The last two matches, that's exactly what happened. LAFC jumped on the Galaxy early, and then they just had mental lapses to let the
Right.
Galaxy back in. So if they can rectify that and can, I mean, your local high school team, I feel like at this point is dropping goals on the Galaxy's defense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you would think LAFC is going to walk out winners, and
Yep.
that will, I guess, that will kind of split the series. Um, Yeah, I can easily see LAFC winning this match, and it could get ugly, man.
Yeah,
It'd
very
be,
ugly. Okay, so I'm just gonna run through these games. We're not gonna really spend too much time on predicting some of these. But Philadelphia Union takes on New England Revolution. New England's in bad form right now. Philadelphia's won their last three. Philadelphia's hosting.
man, I'm
Yeah. What's that?
taking Philly.
Yeah, I do too. Toronto hosting Montreal. This has actually been a pretty fun rivalry.
Yeah,
Up in Canada, I think it's one you want to check out if you are a Canadian football fan for sure. Yeah, I mean, this one's kind of weird to call because Toronto has been in some relatively bad form the last three games. They won two, drew one, lost one, drew one. So the last three games they've gotten 2 points.
I'm gonna take the
Montreal.
boys from the six. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna jump in there.
All
Yeah,
right. Right on. I
taking
hear
Philly.
you. Okay. Next game.
What were you gonna
Kansas
say
City.
about Montreal? So you were saying some
I was just saying
cut
that.
you off.
No, that's all good. Just their last form in the last 5 games, they've gotten 6 points. So they're just, you know, uh, just a touch ahead of Toronto as far as form in their last games. Actually, wait, I'm sorry. No, Toronto has 8 points in their last 5 games. So Toronto's actually on a little bit of a better streak than Montreal, I guess it looks like. But I mean, I don't know. Toronto, right now I just don't really have a whole lot of faith in how they're going to perform. So, no. Okay, let's move on. Sporting Kansas City, Minnesota United. Sporting KC is hosting Minnesota. Last 5 games, Minnesota has 4 points, and Sporting Kansas City has 9 points. Kansas City's kind of taking it to people. I'm definitely taking KC.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna take Sporting Kansas City.
Rocky Mountain, man. Colorado Rapids taking on Real Salt Lake. Both these teams are, well, at least Real Salt Lake they're in the playoffs currently. As far as Colorado goes, they've been struggling this year. That they're, bottom of the table, except for San Jose, who at this point in time, why do I even keep saying that? But I mean, in case you didn't know, now you know, right? I mean, yeah. I don't know. There's not a lot to say. San Jose is just looking real bad. Okay. Damn. The hate is just flowing through me right now. Okay, so I don't know. I'm gonna take Real Salt Lake just because they're in the playoffs. They're in better form. So Salt Lake for the win for me. What about you?
I feel like this game has a draw.
Yeah, that's not a bad call either. I was kind of thinking that too. That could be possible. I'll take Salt Lake still for the win because whatever. Anyway, well, I mean,
There's your favorite team.
Yes, spitting the hate on San Jose, but they're hosting Vancouver, man. They're hosting Vancouver. I'm just gonna say I'm taking Vancouver. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, Vancouver. They need it.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, and then finally Sunday we have 2 more games. We have New York Red Bulls taking on DC United. New York is hosting DC. This one's actually a really interesting game to me.
Yeah.
DC United has been on I mean, they have won every game in their last 5 games. They have not lost last 5 games. So right now they have, let's see, 13 points. 13 points in their last 5 games. That's pretty nasty. The Red Bulls, they have 10 points in their last 5 games. So this is like, I don't know. This one's hard to call. You think Rooney comes in and has some magic?
I think New York Red Bulls are gonna pull it out. They're at home. They're honestly the better team.
No, they are definitely. I mean, DC's flying high on that
that
Rooney
Rooney
magic
gas,
right now. Yeah.
Rooney magic.
So we'll see how long that lasts. Yeah, I'm just for fun, I'm gonna say it's gonna be a draw. I think that
Okay.
little Rooney magic, just enough to get him a point, just enough. Last game, rounding out the Heineken Rivalry Weekend. Portland Timbers host the Seattle Sounders. Seattle Sounders have won their last 5 games. They have won.
Yeah, man.
15 points in 5 games.
These teams are going in different directions at the moment. The only saving grace for Portland is that they're at home.
Yeah, they have 6 points in their last 5 games. They've won 2 and lost 3 in a row now. I mean, I don't know. This one's also an interesting one. It's kind of, in a way, it almost kind of mirrors the last game, but not quite. I'm going to call it a draw, too. I'm going to say it's a draw. I'm going to say Portland, because they're at home, they're able to keep Seattle to a draw. I'm going to call it 2-2. I'm going to actually give a score line on that one. You can if you want, but I'm going to call it 2-2.
I think I'm going to go with Portland to win the match. I'll go 2-1.
Okay, there you go. So you think Portland's going to stop Seattle of their current form, give them a little dose of reality up in the Pacific Northwest. That should be fun. So check that out. Let's see. There was one thing that I wanted to say that I saw a little earlier. This is from ESPN FC, their Twitter feed. But apparently, it has been confirmed by Robert Lewandowski that he has asked Bayern Munich for a transfer in the summer. Just so you know.
This summer?
Yeah.
Or next summer?
Well, I'll have to look. This was posted 14 hours ago on ESPN FC's Twitter. So I haven't done a lot of research into it. I literally just saw it. I just scrolled by it, and I thought that was an interesting topic. So we can definitely touch on that a little bit, maybe in the next show if we, after a little bit of research on that. Who knows? It could just be a rumor in that whole thing. It's whatever. But just kind of interesting. One of the probably.
I got breaking news. News. This just in. PSG is going to win League. Okay.
Jesus. Well, thank you for that tidbit to round out the show. People have been waiting all show to hear that one, man.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, all right, so let's wrap it up here, man. Erik, do you got anything to add into this?
No, man. I'm ready to get unstuck. No, I never said. I didn't get stuck in.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Off my game. So yeah,
you
guys.
Just said it right now.
I did. Well, kind of. Yeah. I mean, I think that's it for me. Just like always, guys, enjoy the games and don't hate.
Don't hate.